Hi, welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, well, we've got some exciting news. Yes, it is release day. It is the Nuremberg Toy Fair this week, and there's lots of new kits dropping from Kyosho, Tamiya, and I think we're going to see some from Milalo, but nothing yet on that front. So I've written down everything that's come out, made a load of notes so we can talk about it. So we're just going to crack on straight away, and the big one, obviously, it's the 50th anniversary for Tamiya. So we've been waiting. What were they going to do? Were they going to do a Porsche 959? Was it going to be something super exciting? Well, kind of. They've released the Porsche 934, and before I hear you go, yeah, haven't they done that loads of times? Well, kind of, but there is some good aspects to it, mainly around the chassis. So the Porsche 934 1976 kit 47524. This is going to cost you £375. Now, the car itself, obviously the body's been out for ages and it's beautiful. We love it. It does have a driver in it, which I really like. The body isn't pinned. There's no body posts. Shock horror. Yes, Tamiya, no body posts. Yeah, they finally moved over to a magnetic body for this one, which is brilliant. Really excited to see that. But the main thing about this one is the whole chassis. This is a totally new chassis that we haven't seen before. And it's a little bit weird. Yes, it's two-wheel drive. It's rear-wheel drive. But the actual motor hangs right out over the back and it's longitudinal to the chassis. So it's facing forwards. The whole gear mechanism and the diff setup looks very interesting and very different, and I like different. So from a chassis point of view, I really like it. Not a single bit of blue bling on it. Now, there is a couple of metal parts that are in kind of like a gold colour, but not vibrant gold, just sort of a mute gold. So I'm quite surprised that there's no hop-ups in this. It's a bathtub chassis, lots of plastic as you would expect, but yeah, very different motor setup, which I kind of like. So yes, of course, I will be getting one on the show. Whether I'll paint it up in the same livery, well, I've got the Tamiya anniversary car, so there's no point really doing exactly the same, but maybe we'll do a road car or something different with it. But I am interested in the chassis. Is this a strategy move from Tamiya because they're going to release a bucket load of hop-ups for it? Possibly, and obviously the hop-ups are where they make all their money, so this could be one that we'll see as it's released a load of new hop-up parts for this chassis, which is what Tamiya are known for. Another thing that's really strange about it, it's got like trailing arms. The rear suspension is like a trailing arm system, so very different and very interesting. There was a few hop-ups for it that we could see. It was a set of rims which are not as good as the rims that come on it, which is a bit odd. Basically, the rims that come on it are, I think, from the 30th anniversary, which I've always really liked. There's more spokes to them. Obviously, the gold spoke wheels. But their option one is the sort of not as good 45th anniversary ones that you got on the Tamiya, which is a bit strange. But yes, super excited to see it. Is it a missed opportunity? Yes, I think it is. 50th anniversary, I mean, come on, it should be like the best you can do. It should be something that's like a halo kit. What would I have done? Well, I would have done the Porsche 959. I would have kept the chassis exactly the same. I would have changed some of the plastics. Yes, I would have fixed some of the little weaknesses of it by adding more plastic, more supports, that kind of stuff. And with it being the 50th anniversary of Tamiya and the sad passing of Shusaku Tamiya, they could have done a homage to that and put it all into one box, limited edition. Yes, it would have been expensive, but a lot of Tamiyas are expensive, and I think that would have sold bucket loads more than what we're going to see with this one. Now, moving on to their TRF aspects, last week their Facebook page for the TRF came live again, which got us all really excited, and we were kind of hoping that we were going to see maybe a TRF modern buggy, maybe some vintage TRF buggies, but we've got another road car. And basically it's the TRF 421X road car. This is kit 42391. And it's £899, so it's going to be a little bit on the expensive side. Beautiful, don't get me wrong, absolutely stunning. But not being a on-road racer and Tamiya chassis, This is one that I know very little about, but I'm sure there's going to be some big fans out there that are going to reach deep into their pockets. One that we've known about for a while is the Mini Monte Carlo. The thing that did surprise me is the price, £119 UK including VAT. So a total bargain. Yes, it's on not the best chassis in the world, but the body and all the decals, the money, it's a bargain. Just buy one, trust me. Even if you don't like the chassis, you can always go and get a different chassis for it, but the body set is beautiful. And you think about it, you're going to get the whole kit for £119, but it's going to cost you £40–50 just to get the body set if Tamiya do drop them alone. Now, this was a BMW fest for Tamiya, to the point they even had a full-scale BMW race car on their stand. It looked amazing. So the BMWs we got the BMW M4 GT3 Evo. Then we've got the M3 Sport Jägermeister. That's my favourite one. Not keen on the chassis, but the body set is gorgeous. Then you've got the BMW 318i. That is kit 58516, and that is £139 on a TT-01E. Then we've got the BMW M3 GT2. That's £139 on the TT-01E as well. That comes with LED lights. And if you actually go and look at the shots, the LED lights look gorgeous. It's a bit of a shame we're not seeing that on the 318i as well, as that's just a sticker. There's a couple more TT-02s that we kind of knew about already. We had the 190 on the black livery, which honestly I think is my favourite livery. It looks really nice, but again, nothing that we haven't seen before. Then there's the Benz AMG GT3 Evo with the orange painted body. I think it comes pre-painted for you. And then the one that I actually really like is the Zaxby's Capri Turbo with the black and yellow livery. Now that's really pretty. How would you like to win one of these? Yes, a short wheelbase cat, never re-released, extremely rare, and this one is beautifully turned out with a load of upgrades. Full carbon top and lower deck. Beautiful example that you could take racing, as it has the modern slipper in it, or just to put it on the shelf and admire its beautiful lines. So if you'd like to win the chance to win this very expensive RC, well, now you can for the price of a coffee or a bar of chocolate these days. I'll put a link in the description or a 2D barcode up here. Head over there and get your tickets, as once this is gone, I don't think I'm ever going to get another one, as these are just super rare. And if you like the content in this video, well, it's these raffles that funds them, as they're super expensive to produce. Anyway, back to the show. One that I wasn't expecting was the quick hopper on the GF-02 chassis, which is the squash van chassis. And that's quite a rugged little chassis, so I think that's going to be a really good one for the youngers. And the body on it looks really nice. It's £189 and it's kit 58755. Then the big one for me, the one that I am the most excited about, is the Ford F-150 Ranger XLT. Now this is going to be £349. One thing that's really surprising with this one, and if you look at the vintage one, there's a body pin on the front. They've actually taken it away. There's still two body pins on the rear, but the front is now a clip-in, not a body pin, which is really good because it keeps that clean body and it looks great. The body obviously is gorgeous, and yes, I've got to get this one. Not sure where I'm going to get that money from, but that's one I've wanted to add to the collection for a while, and we're getting it back again. So I think out of all of them, that's the one I'm probably the most excited about. Another one I didn't expect was the Lunchbox Evo. Now when the Evo came out for the Hornet Evo, I wasn't overly sold on it, but it grew on me a lot, and I actually thought it was a really good idea. And the reason that I like it is you can still buy the original one if you're an old vintage fan, but if you want to actually drive it and use it, the Evo is probably the better one to go for. It's got the oil shocks and it's got the improved diff and that kind of stuff. And I think it's exactly the same for the Lunchbox Evo. Now that's kit 58755, oil shocks this time. Also, it looks like the servo has been moved. The servo location on the Lunchbox gave it some really naff steering, so changing that is going to improve it. Also, changing the front arms and the rear links is definitely going to make it behave much better. Now, I've got a Lunchbox that I've modified to death for my daughter, and after changing the servo locations and moving things around and fixing things and adding oil shocks, I could get it to perform way better, especially the steering. I could get it to turn really nice and tightly and respond really well without flipping over, as well as I put a lot of weights underneath it. So this is going to be much better for driving around. So again, you'll still be able to buy the vintage one if that's what you like, but I think this one's going to perform a lot better. And I think I said it's £189, but just in case I forgot, there we go. Another one that's only going to be for a very select few of you, and that's the Volvo FH16 Tow Kit 47528. £1,125, and I'm sure there was a yellow version, so I'm not sure if there's anything different between these twos apart from the livery is different. Don't think so, but there you go. Not my cup of tea at all. Not just the price, but just not really into trucks that much. Now we move over to Kyosho, and it's pretty quiet. Now they do tend to drop a kit right at the beginning, and then we tend to get something on day 2 or day 3. So right now they've dropped the Land Cruiser 60 1/10 4x4. It's body type 1, comes with a 32 turn motor, and it's got 1.9 beadlock wheels on it, steel gears throughout. Now there is 2 things that I really like about this one, but you don't get them in the car. You have to buy them extra, but you don't get them in the kit. One is the dig feature, where you can lock all the diffs to get yourself out of the mud. Really like that one. And also a shift unit so you can change gear. These are options, they're not in the car. Now at £389, I don't know, do you think that should be included? Or do you think for £389, adding those down the line gives you something to tinker with, something to improve on? That I don't honestly know. Not a massive crawler fan. Do like the body. Highly detailed, roof rack, lights, nudge bumpers, all kinds of detail. So the body is beautiful. I'm a bit concerned that there's a lot of crawlers. The market is very much flooded with crawlers, so I don't know how this is going to stack up. If you're more into crawling, comment below, let me know, what do you think? Something not connected to the Toy Fair today, but Team Associated didn't want to be left out in the cold, so they made an announcement, and they're going to be doing the Las Vegas meet again, the 2nd to the 6th of September, which is brilliant. Now, I did hear it went really well this year, and it made sense for them to do it again. Also, it supports the cars, and for me, I'm kind of hoping that I may eventually be able to get hold of one of the Las Vegas RC10 kits. We'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully they'll be up for sale again this year. And it's brilliant to see Team Associated backing up all these kits they're selling and the racing. And it's really good to go and watch it while it's being streamed. Love to go there. It's quite far from the UK, so quite expensive. Another one was really nice, and it just jumped out of me while I was doing some research. HPI Racing Sport 3 1973 Porsche Carrera RSR 4x4. Not rear-wheel drive, 2 versions, the white, red and blue option, and then they do an orange version as well. Brushed and brushless options available. Realistic tyres, did like those, kind of the old tread pattern, really nice. 4-gear metal diffs, optional diff spool if you wanted to put it and make it even harder to drive. And there is optional parts available for it, so you can add loads of carbon and orange bling if you like. So that pretty much covers everything that's come out today, and it's a lot. So comment below, let me know, what do you think? Some things I'm really excited for, some things are a bit disappointing, but that's kind of what it is. So comment below, let me know what you're getting, what you're disappointed for, what you're happy to see, and hopefully over the next day or 2, we might see some more.